For Louisiana versus all y'all, Jarrett Roser here, wishing everyone a happy Thanksgiving week, as well as a happy start to the LHSAA high school football playoffs. I hope everyone is healthy and safe, starting off both of these wonderful times of the year, the holiday season, as well as the high school football postseason in Louisiana. I know I'm certainly thankful and excited that we've made it this far and can't wait to see what's ahead these next few weeks as high school athletes and coaches from around the state battle for the right to play for some state championships shortly after Christmas. Usually this time of year, I release my playoff predictions for each of the 9 brackets via Twitter. But in the first year of the Louisiana vs. All Y'all channel on YouTube, I decided to take to a video format to go bracket by bracket and look at each matchup all the way through to some state champions. Remember, this is all in good fun, similar to March Madness and the college basketball tournament. No hard feelings anywhere, and I certainly look forward to some folks proving me wrong, and I have no doubt letting me hear about it along the way. So hopefully we can have some fun with it. Hit the button below to subscribe to the Louisiana vs. All Y'all channel on YouTube and make sure you don't miss any of the playoff prediction videos, as well as interviews with high school athletes, coaches, and sports reporters from around the state of Louisiana. Best of luck to everyone, and hopefully I'll be seeing a few of you in the Superdome in just a few weeks. We'll get started with that Class 1A bracket, where the reigning champion, Oak Grove, is the number 1 overall seed. The Tigers beat White Castle in last year's state championship game 55-12 and returned a ton of key pieces this year. 7-0 record in the COVID-shortened season, including a big 47-35 defeat of Ouachita Christian, who is the reigning Division IV champ and a contender in that bracket yet again. But a lot of the championship pedigree in recent years is on that top half of the bracket, along with the Tigers. You see a potential quarterfinal matchup with a 2016 champion Logansport or a 2017 champion West St. John, if those teams are able to have some success in their early matchups, as well as a 2010 championship team in White Castle, the state runner-up last year, is the number 4 seed, and Homer, the number 5 seed, looking for its first state championship in several decades, but a recent defeat of Haynesville in a huge North Louisiana rivalry. So a lot of traditional programs up top and a lot of teams that would love to pose a challenge to Oak Grove before they can even get back to another state championship game. You look down at the bottom half of that bracket and you see that Haynesville team at number 7 after a couple of late season losses to Homer as well as to Calvary Baptist, a contender in that aforementioned Division IV bracket. Other than Haynesville, it's a lot of teams that are looking for their first trip to a state championship game in quite a while, if not their first ever. You see the number 2 seed, the highest seed on the bottom half of the bracket, East Iberville, a rival with White Castle down in the Baton Rouge area, would be a team that could have home field advantage in the semifinals if they can make it that far. Some other familiar names in Grand Lake and Oberlin and Basile, who a 10 seed would face Haynesville for a second straight playoff if they're able to take care of Magnolia School of Excellence, the number 23 seed. Starting on the top half of the bracket, I do have Oak Grove getting to that quarterfinal matchup, and I really think that West St. John and Logansport game could be a very interesting one. Those are 2 teams that have met in the playoffs in recent years, and I give a slight edge even on a long road trip to West St. John. I like a lot of what they have this year with the strong junior class, most of whom played notable minutes as sophomores and got some experience from some of those games a year ago, but a lot of talent, really senior to freshman class. But to get to Oak Grove and run into a bit of a buzzsaw in those Tigers that returned so much from that state championship team last year, and so I push Oak Grove onto the semifinals. I think that Homer continues some of that success, though, in the postseason. I mentioned they got their first win against Haynesville in quite a while. I think they have what it takes under Coach Richie Casey to get past a White Castle team and White Castle's attempt to get back to a state championship game for a second straight year, and Homer reaches a semifinal against Oak Grove and plays for right to get to a state championship game in Class 1A. On the bottom half of the bracket, I have the higher seeds in Grand Lake, Oberlin, Haynesville, and East Iberville reaching the state quarterfinals. And then I have East Iberville holding off the younger Haynesville team to reach a state semifinal. and I give Oberlin the edge, the 6 over the 3 in that matchup with Grand Lake to get to the semifinal. Both teams knocking on the door there. Oberlin trying to get back to a state championship game for the first time since 1961. East Iberville trying to make its debut. And in that Class 1A state championship game, I have the reigning champions Oak Grove returning to the title game against the 2-seed East Iberville, the 1 versus the 2, making it to the state championship game. And I give Oak Grove a repeat performance. As I mentioned, they beat White Castle in last year's state championship game 55-12. So much talent back from that team. You look at guys like Ron Creighton, Dalton Allen, Deuce Clement, Calvin Bud Holloway. I mean, it's just a loaded team once again that has seen what it takes to get there, and I think has the talent to get through, do it again against some teams that have some experience and some tradition on the top half of the bracket, as well as some talented teams on the bottom half, with me having East Iberville getting through and representing Baton Rouge there, taking the place of White Castle. It's Baton Rouge area rival from a year ago, but Oak Grove coming out on top yet again. Let me know in the comments where you disagree, and make sure to hit that subscribe button to subscribe to the Louisiana vs. All Y'all channel on YouTube and not miss any of the playoff prediction videos or interviews with high school or college coaches, athletes, and sports reporters. And don't forget to mask up as we head out to these high school football games over the next month or so, and make sure that we can get to the state championships. For Louisiana vs. All Y'all, Jarrett Roser. Thanks for watching.